Today is 28th of April at about 3:30, 1.5 hours before market closes. Currently it's trading a reversal bounce on lower volume. Now this happens after two bull bars, and these bull bars are actually a small body. This indicate a temporary pause. If the next session itself trade below this low here of 3269, that will be negative, and we may well test the support level at about 3210. So 3280 is a resistance level right now, the immediate resistance level, and I like to actually watch this. Now the fact that we have a wide range reversal bar here on increased volume, this is something quite threatening. In the short terms, if the market can go sideways, that will be slightly positive. Otherwise, we may actually move down. Currently, they are trading below 1326 SMA. Now let's take a look at the US markets. So this is S&P 500, very nice run-ups at just below the resistance. We see actually two doji. I'd like to see whether eventually can take out this high here, which is at about 4176. This is Nasdaq, much stronger pattern. Notice we have very tight built up here, so this may well be a launch pad for a trigger on the upside breakout. Important thing right now is to actually wait for the market to tell us. This is chart of Brent crude. If you notice, actually, we managed to actually close this gap, so this is generally negative, and we also see similar price actions amongst the oil-related stocks in the Singapore market. Let's go back to some of the strong stock we have been actually discussing. Senco Industry, very nice move here, and followed by this retracement here, is actually trading sideways, consolidating. So perhaps we got to actually wait some time before it actually break out again. So important to actually watch this resistance level. Is that about 438 or so? The fact that 13 SMA is flat is a clear sign that actually the stock doesn't have the momentum at this moment. So this is really digesting the recent upward move. We see that also in many of the strong stocks that we have seen in recent months. This is Food Empire. Likewise, we notice it's actually trading sideways and the 13 SMA is flat. I'd like to wait for it to finish its consolidations and take out this high here, 105. Likewise for Genting. Much volatile reactions in the sideways move. So again, we like to see quiet down and eventually break on the upside. Now we have very unusual move from PropNet. Yesterday itself we have a gap down, and this is in reactions to the cooling measures. Today's actually it go ex-div and ex-bonus managed to actually power up with the extension bar. So this extension by itself, you have actually taken the trade on breakouts. Important to lock in some profit because this is really overextended. And notice the volume is very high, so slightly to actually pull back. Tianjin, again quite volatile after this wide range reversal bar. And if you notice, there were actually attempts to actually move up, but you will take some time. Notice this upward move itself, the volume was not that significant. So if you can consolidate sideways, that will give us a better chance and look for a break on the upside. Keppel Corp, likewise, we have a gap down, and this is probably attributed to the fact that they are also exposed to the property sector through Keppel Land. Today we have here, this is a bit of overreactions, and today we have some bounce, but generally it's considered weak because of the low volume. This gap also offers some kind of resistance. So I would prefer if the stock can trade sideways. Otherwise, if it roll down, it's better to actually get out of the position. The fact that yesterday itself we had these gaps is actually times to actually exit, and we are not trying to anticipate whether you'll recover, because that is actually something we do not like to do. Obviously, we don't want to be rewarded for bad habits. Jardine, mentioned before, it's very difficult to trade a pattern this way. So notice over here we have a very strong upward move, and here we have a move upwards but at a shallower angle. And on numerous occasions we have rejection of high. This is really a sign of abnormality. So I'll prefer if the stock can pull back and then we look for a new setup. We also discussed Sheng Siong, but Sheng Siong is actually best view on a weekly charts because of its nature of its move. Stock is actually sluggish, it's defensive in nature. So notice over here we have very nice breakup, but we have not seen a pullback. So we'd like to look for a pullback and look for a new setup to go along. Obviously, we do have an overhead resistance here at about 186. Dynamac. After this gap up is actually trading sideways. Today we have a bull bar but on lower volume, so this is not a sign of strength. And obviously we do have overhead resistance here. So in the short term, we would like to see whether you can take out this recent intraday high here. And this is at about 265.